So Midjourney have now released the new Style Creator. It's a simple tool that allows you to go through, pick a few images, and basically generate a style in their new interface. So I'm going to show you exactly how that works, and we're going to explore the results to see if it's basically any good. So let's dive in and get started. So when you log into the Midjourney website, you're going to come down here and see the new Style Creator, and the fact they've actually sort of grouped a few of these areas to make it a little bit easier to navigate. But when I head to Style Creator, it gives you some steps up here, but essentially what we're going to do is we can start with, it has our most recent prompt on here. So I'm going to try something else and just say, a woman's face, cyberpunk style. Come over here, I've got my personalization on, click submit. Then we get a grid of images, and we want to pick the images closest to the style we want to create. And on top of that, if we come down here, we can switch to a smaller grid. Although I think having the bigger grid, it might be a little confusing, but for the sake of the video, we'll switch to the smaller grid so it's a bit easier to follow along. But also you can enable hotkeys. If I click on this, you can hit 1, 2, 3, or 4, or Q, W, E, R. So those are just like the keys in the top left-hand corner of your keyboard. I'm going to use my mouse for this, and I think this is probably my favorite here, and also maybe this one here. Those are quite different. I can come down, refine style, and from here I can continue to refine. So maybe I like this style, this one. I actually also don't mind this one here. I click refine again, and I've got to repeat that process a few more times to get a few styles locked in. Now as we go, we do get some examples down the right here of the images we were able to create. Now, you don't have to just stick with what you get at the end because they are actually under your Create tab. So we'll come back to that in a little bit. But I can see these images are starting to refine a bit in color. So again, I'm going to choose these ones here, refine again. And again, we can see down the right here, the style of images we're able to create. I can come up here and end the session, or as you can see here, complete tutorial. And then the first time you run through this is what you'll see. But I actually also just like this glitch style. So I'm also going to run with that. So now I'm pretty happy with what I see or what I've actually sort of been able to stylize. I'm going to hit complete tutorial, and it has a few images here, but I'm actually going to just step back a bit because I'm pretty much done with this first run. So I'm going to head over to my Create tab, and these have been created at the aspect ratio I used last, which was for my profile image, but I can see some pretty cool styles here that I like. My only complaint is that I didn't get to choose or think about a style in my head and go after it. I had to just sort of work with what Midjourney gave me, but there are some pretty cool styles in here. And again, if I decide I want to use them, I have this style code right here. So if I decide to change my aspect ratio to square, prompt for a dog. So I have a dog, square aspect ratio, and I add this style, I can submit that. And what we've got here are some pretty cool images. Now, one thing to note is that the interface looks like this when you first run through it. It actually changes the second time around. So again, I'm going to quickly touch on that, show you the differences, just so you don't get confused when going in to create another style using this tool. So again, now I come down to the Style Creator, and I can start to work a little bit further, or I can come up here and click End Session. But now I've decided I'm going to work on a new style altogether. I'm just going to type in Samurai, and I don't think this actually has anything to do with the style itself as much as a prompt to test the style out on. And when I submit, it generates the image we asked for on the right over here, so it's a little bit more visual. And it also gives us the styles over here on the left to choose from. And on top of that, you can see there's a few different steps until we get to our ideal minimum for our style. Now, I don't like any of these styles, so I'm going to skip the grid. And I think it's a good idea to skip until you do find something you really are after. And as before, we can enable hotkeys, we can have a bigger grid. So if we run with a bigger grid this time for more options, then we can try something like this one here, more surreal, along with this one, two very surreal looking styles. You can choose just one at a time if you want to as well. So if I just keep it with this one style, hit refine, and we have this here. But on top of that, if I decide to come down to, say, this metallic style or one or two of these metallic styles, I can refine again, and we get this cool style of image here, which is a little bit different than what we were after, but you can actually start to branch off. If I were to go open my Create tab in a new tab, we have the images here, we have a style code, but we can also continue to refine from there. So I might actually look at the idea of branching off into a metallic style, but I still want to go back to my surreal style. So I'm going to tab back to the Style Creator, and I can either click here, or I can just simply use the arrows to go back and forward. So I have this lot here, and I can then choose to untick and go for some of the more surreal styles I see, and continue to refine based from that image. And then I continue to select the surreal styles I like. So again, focusing on a common theme or something that I think is going to build a good style. It gets a little bit repetitive, the back and forth, but this is what you need to do if you want to get something that is relatively consistent when you're building your style. And you can see on the right here, I've surpassed the ideal minimum, and I can keep going if I want to keep refining, but I think that this is going to work out pretty well. But the cool thing is I haven't just created one style here. I head back to create. Every single image here has a style code associated with it. So I've managed to create a style at each step. But again, if I wanted to keep refining my metallic style, and something I recommend is when you start this, if you have a style in mind, you can go searching for it as opposed to simply working with what you've given. Or I can come down to the style creator here, and I can continue to refine from there. And we get a few different metallic options. So let's just go down the metallic route by clicking refine. And again, I like the idea of keeping a style in mind when going through the grid, as opposed to simply picking the best of what you see. Continue to skip until you find the style that you think you might be looking for. But otherwise, I think so far that is pretty good. We need one more for our ideal minimum, so I'll skip. Now, I managed to skip a few times before I found this, which isn't super metallic, but if I add it into the mix, I think it will be a good addition. So I hit refine again. And from there, I was able to create this metallic samurai look pretty effectively. And keep in mind, I will share a bunch of these codes in the description below if you want to try them out for yourself. But now that I'm done, I'm going to hit the X. And on my create page here, I can see the styles that I've wanted to work with, and I can continue to use those for future images. So I created a few styles with this tool, and I wanted to sort of just run through and show you what I was able to create and give you my thoughts on how well this whole process actually works. One thing I will state is that these codes are very consistent from image to image. As you can see here, each image has that red feel to it. Now with this one, I tried to focus on kind of like that foggy, very sort of red style of image. I had to skip a lot of grids, but I found that by doing it this way, I was able to kind of nail down what I wanted. You're able to get some pretty unique styles, maybe not what you were thinking, but definitely something that is pretty cool and has a nice sort of vibe to it. But of course, you can then go back and create more. So I decided to move on and go with that metallic one. So that metallic one from the video earlier, this is what I ended up with. I found that it had a pretty consistent effect, had metallic sort of surfaces and everything, and some of the ways that it actually interpreted some of the images, like these ones here, were pretty cool. So it's definitely fun when it comes to creating the styles with the style creator. You get something unique, like I said before, and it's definitely something where you can create some codes by really taking your time and focusing on the particular styles of images. And again, we have back to another style created earlier in the video, and this one was very unique. I never would have thought of what to even name this, but the fact that you can then go after colors, and that is something I also recommend. Try and pick something of a consistent color if you want a colored style. Pick consistent illustration types, things like that. So that's just a way you can get something consistent like this. And this particular code I think worked out really well, like a glitchy, painty sort of artistic vibe that works really well. And the prompts you can see I use below are just 3 that I like to work with. But this last one is like the surreal code I did earlier. And again, it has a really consistent vibe to it. Lots of kind of like 3-dimensional type objects. Overall, I love the consistency. I love the fact that you can take your time to pick out certain things. But what I don't like is that you can't come in with an idea and chase it. You've got to really go through and see what's available to you in the grids and work with what's available. So you get some really cool results, but it's not exactly the most optimized way to create a style. Now, honestly, this is a fun tool to work with, but I do think there are better options if you're really looking to nail down a particular style. I mean, you may be able to simply find one on the Style Explorer, in which case all you need to do is come up to the Explore tab, come over to Styles, and then you can actually just go through the styles here or even search for a style at the top. So I type in something like Sci-Fi Glitch, and it loads up a bunch of styles that actually match the idea I was after. So already you can see that you can probably get what you're after with a pre-existing style, probably more easier with that Style Explorer. And then on top of that, if I go through and heart the styles I like this one and this one, I can now go into my likes and they're sorted in there so I can come back and use them again later. But also, as you're actually using the Style Creator, I just want to mention this quickly. If I head back in, I can actually click on this button here to try a prompt with that style. So if I try, say, this one here, it will submit my last prompt with the new style. and then it applies it like it would any other style code from the Style Explorer. You can see here it says sref as opposed to style. So that's like another way of discovering styles, is while you're building your style in the Style Creator, you can just use the sref codes that are available there. Now, the other option, I think, is actually just sticking to mood boards. With mood boards, for one, you can go through and generate some images with a style that you've prompted for, and just simply include those in the mood board. Or you can go and search for other styled images online, things that you want to kind of replicate, and add those to your mood boards. And I feel like it's a more direct way to create styles. And even though it's not a style code, it is still just a parameter. You got -p and whatever the code is it gives you. I mean, it's more or less the same process, except you get a bit more control over the final product. So that's how you can use the Style Creator, and those are my thoughts on it. And if you wanted to actually go in and explore how to go further with mood boards instead of relying so much on the Style Creator, I highly recommend you check out the video on the screen right now as I go a little bit deeper on that process. Otherwise, I want to thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.